Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you step by step how to start a language blog. So this is what we are going to cover today. What exactly is a language blog with a few examples. I'm going to show you and tell you why you need to pick a niche and then niche down. After that, I'm going to show you how to get your website on the internet with something called web hosting. Next, we are going to install WordPress. We are going to install both a free and premium WordPress theme, and we're going to make some changes to your website so that you can start getting traffic. After that, I'm going to show you how to start writing so that you can start getting some traffic, and then I'm going to show you how to make money with your website and why you need to share your content on social media. We're going to conclude this video with a brief discussion on about how many blog posts you should write before you decide if your website is a success or a failure. Be sure to check out the first 3 links in the description, as I will refer to those links throughout the duration of this video. All right, first things first, what is a language blog? A language blog is simply a blog where you answer questions about different languages. Now, one thing that you will need to decide is what type of language blog. Are you going to teach people a new language? In fact, are you going to teach people a defunct language? Maybe you want to teach them Latin just for understanding. Maybe your website's going to be about interpretations. That's a few things that you're going to need to decide. But in general, a blog is about solving problems and answering questions. People are coming to the internet and they're asking basic questions about something. In this case, it's about different languages, and you are going to answer those questions. So let's take a look at a few examples. So if we go over to this website here, it's called lingholic.com. And if we scroll down, they are creating content about Chinese and what are the hardest languages to learn. So they're really asking and answering questions when it comes to all things languages. Top 10 best proverbs about language learning. So they're literally, if the word language is in it, they're probably creating content on it. Another example is this website here, where they're actually teaching you different languages. In fact, their website's called fluentin3months.com. And as you can guess, their goal is to make you fluent, or as close to possible as you can be, in being fluent in a language in 3 months. So as you can see, there are a few different examples. Now, what I recommend that you do, because your website will be brand new, is for you to pick a niche and niche down. If you are going to teach people Mandarin Chinese, I recommend that you focus only on Mandarin Chinese. Don't talk about any other languages. Don't talk about the history of Mandarin. You want to focus on teaching them the language. The reason being is because your website is going to be small, it has no domain authority, and you want to try and build that domain authority so that you can branch out into other things. Now, one way that you can pick a niche is to simply take a look at the keywords that these websites are ranking for. You can go out and find a website that you want to model or improve. You can copy their domain name, and I'll explain exactly what a domain name is in just a little bit. And we can go over to our keyword research tool here, and we can actually paste in the domain name, and we can figure out the keywords that they're actually ranking for. And what we'll do here is we can use this as inspiration to help us potentially start a successful blog much faster. So I'm just going to get rid of this real quick. All right, and when I hit enter, you're gonna see a bunch of keywords. See, as you can see, they rank for 356,000 keywords. They won't mind if we borrow a couple. So when we click on here, we're gonna be able to see all of the keywords that they rank for, and we're gonna go out and be able to find a few for ourselves and create a successful website. So when I click here, it should open up a brand new page here full of keywords. As you can see, these are keywords that you could create content. Hello in Spanish, for example. How do you say thanks in German? What I recommend that you do is, since you have a brand new blog or website, change the keyword difficulty to 5 or less. Now, the keyword difficulty is a scale between 0 and 100. The closer you get to 100, the more difficult it will be for a blog or website to rank. So if we look at this, sorry in Japanese, time in German, porque, as you can see, they're ranking for all sorts of stuff, and they're getting a lot of traffic, and you can do this too. So let's jump back over to our slide deck. We have picked a niche, we've niched down, and the next thing that you need to do is you need to get web hosting. In order for your website to be seen on the internet, it needs to be hosted somewhere. And if you click the first link in the description, it is my #1 recommended web hosting provider for beginners. It's really easy, it's really simple, and they'll help you set everything up. Now, a web hosting provider basically hosts your website on a hard drive, which is called a server, so that people from around the world can come see and read your blog post. When you click that first link in the description, they'll give you a domain name for free for the first year. A domain name is simply the name that your audience, your customers are going to refer to your website by. For example, this is lingholic.com. This is their domain name. This one over here is fluentin3months.com. That's their domain name, and you'll get one for free for the first year. If we jump back over to our slide deck, so now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to walk you through the steps of setting up your web hosting and getting a domain name step by step. When you click that link, you'll be taken to this website where you'll go ahead and click Get Started. What I recommend is to click the first one on the far left, the basic plan, if you're just getting started with a website. As you can see, there are a number of options, but click that, click Select, and then move on. Here you're going to create a domain name. If you have one in mind, you can type it in here like you see that I do. What I recommend is try and find a domain name that's going to be related to your niche. Now, what I do is I type in a domain name that I know is already taken. When it's taken, you're going to get this error. What you can then do is go back and try different domains. Now, make sure, again, you want to pick one that's related to your niche. Click Next, and then you're going to see a green box that says that it's approved. The next step is simply to go through and enter in your contact information. Make sure that when you scroll down here, make sure that you leave all of the settings on. But again, enter in your contact information. The settings right here where it says domain privacy, leave all of this checked. If you don't leave it checked, you're going to get people reaching out to you, spamming you, emailing you, trying to get you to sign up for web hosting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sign up and then jump back to you once I sign on and move to the next step. All right, so I've signed up and I'm going to go ahead and set up my website initially. Just create a simple username and password, make sure it meets the requirements there, and then move on. Make sure that you write it down too. Write it down in a safe spot so that you have it and you remember it, because it can be a pain to go ahead and get everything back. You're going to have to enter in like some vital information, but just make sure that you write it down. It's really easy and really simple. Now, one thing that I do want to note is that this part is not sped up at all. This is actual real time, and you can see that you'll go from absolutely nothing to a complete website in less than probably 10 minutes. And once you click submit, you're going to move on to the next step where you get to log in. Here is where you're actually going to start creating your WordPress website. Now, the great thing is Bluehost really does everything for you, and it's really simple. So again, I'm not speeding this up at all, and I want you to see what it really takes to create a website. Bluehost is going to do a little bit of work in the background for you, and we're just going to actually click on skip this step. This first one I clicked on start a blog, but for the next step, just click skip, because we know what we're doing, and I'm actually going to tell you what to do so that we can get up and running. Click get started right here on the left hand side, and then move on. Just click skip here and click skip here. And then just pick the first one on the far left. Make sure that you're picking a free theme, because they'll charge you. They have both free and premium themes, which I'll talk about in just a moment. So right now, it's actually creating your WordPress website. In just a few moments, you're going to click on log in to WordPress on the right hand side there. You'll see it in just a second. And then we can actually start looking at some basic configurations. All right, so we click log in, and now we actually have a WordPress website. What may need to happen is you may need to click refresh a few times to get it to work, but now we have our website, as you can see. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to log in and delete a few plugins, because right now it has the coming soon. And so if someone tried to get to your website at this moment, it's going to say coming soon to them, even though we can see it. This is what your WordPress website looks like, but for everyone else outside of your network, it's going to say coming soon. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to plugins eventually, and we're going to delete some of the plugins that we don't need. Now, I talk a little bit about plugins later on, but plugins add additional features and functionality. We are going to deactivate the Bluehost as well as the other plugins that are already activated, and then we can go through and make the necessary changes, which I'll cover in just a moment. So we're going to deactivate them and then delete them. Now you want to make sure that you only have the plugins that you're using on your website. The more plugins you have, the slower your website's going to respond and function, and you're going to lose out on ranking. So make sure you have a lean setup, very few plugins, and then move on. As you can see right now, I'm just simply deleting some stuff that you don't need. If you want to, you could keep them, but obviously if you're just getting started, you don't need this other stuff. What's more important is the themes that we're going to talk about in just a moment, as well as getting writing. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete those, deactivate them, and then we're actually going to start moving on to settings, which you see right here. All right, so let's go ahead and make some changes that we absolutely have to make so that you can start getting traffic. The first thing that you want to do is you want to change your site title. Your site title is going to be the title of your website. You can make this basically your domain name. For example, my domain name is Web Hosting Rewind, and you can see that's my site title. And then the tagline is basically what your website's all about in a very succinct manner. As you can see here, mine says, get the latest news and info on all things web hosting. What you want to do is make sure that yours is relevant to your niche. For example, if you are creating content about makeup, you can say, come here for the latest tips and tricks for all things makeup. Next, you want to make sure that your WordPress address is HTTPS and not HTTP. Make sure your site address is HTTPS as well. And then the administration email should automatically be set. Uncheck the membership so that anyone can register. Make sure that this is unchecked. If we scroll down here, you want to change your time zone to your time zone. There are all sorts of them here. Next, you want to make sure that you have your date format set to the way you want, and then go ahead and click save. If we go down to writing, there isn't anything in writing that we need to change. After that, we're going to go to reading. In reading, very important, you want to make sure that your homepage displays to your latest post. That's the first thing. And the second one is you want to make sure that your search engine visibility is unchecked. Do not check this. Discourage search engines from indexing this site. You do not want this, because if this is checked, people aren't going to be able to find your website, and everything that we do after this is going to be a waste. So go ahead and click save. This should be unchecked. Next, if we go down to discussion, there really isn't anything that we need to change here. Media, we can leave this as is, and then permalinks is going to be really important. Right now, your permalinks are set to plain. You want to change it to post name. This is done for search engine optimization. What's going to happen is when we create a new blog post, we are going to make it so that it's search engine optimized. We're going to use the keyword in our title, and that keyword is going to show up right here as well. And this is called search engine optimization. Make sure that it's set to post name, and then go ahead and click save. And really, that's everything that you need to do to make sure that you start getting traffic. All right, so now that we've installed WordPress, we've installed a free WordPress theme. I'm going to show you how to install a premium theme in just a moment. And we've made some changes to your website so that you can start getting traffic. The WordPress theme you have on your website it's boring, it's bland, it has no additional features and functionality. If we look at this website, for example, this has what's called a hero theme. A hero theme is designed to inspire confidence, and it really pulls your audience in. In fact, this might be a video, but what I recommend that you do is click the second link in the description and get yourself a premium WordPress theme. When you click that second link, you'll be taken to this website where you can find themes that are related to your target audience. For example, we could just type in language here. And as you can see, language in WordPress, there are 402 items where you could go through, download, and buy them. So what I would recommend that you do is spend some time, go through and find a WordPress theme that is going to be congruent or in line with your target audience. As you can see here, language school here, if you want to teach people different languages, this could be a good opportunity. So what I recommend that you do is go through, find one that you like, click this button to add it to the cart. Once you add it to the cart, you are going to check out and buy this WordPress theme. Once you buy the theme, you are going to download a zip file to your computer. You are going to unpack that zip drive, and there's going to be a second zip drive. You're going to take that second zip file and you are going to install it into your WordPress dashboard. To do that, you're going to go back over to your WordPress website, go to Appearance, click on Themes. When you click on Themes, you are going to click on Add New. And then when you click on Add New, you're going to click on Upload Theme. And then you're going to drag and drop that second zip file right here, or you can find it manually by clicking on Choose File. The next step is to click on Install Now and then Activate, and you have a brand new WordPress theme. Now that we have that premium theme installed, the next step is to start writing. Now, the biggest questions that I get when it comes to starting a brand new blog or website is, how do I start writing? How long should my blog post be? And how many blog posts should I write? To start writing, you're simply going to go over to Post, and you're going to click on Add New. And when you click on Add New, you are going to take the keywords that we found in the previous step, one keyword per blog post, for example, numbers in Portuguese. We are going to copy this, and we are going to go back over to our WordPress website, and we are going to add this in to your title. And the reason why we're doing it this way is so that we can get discovered and the search engines. This is called search engine optimization. So numbers in Portuguese. And then we might want to say something like how to say numbers or something along those lines. Now, the title is formatted in two parts. The first part is for the search engines or the algorithms. The second part is formulated for our human audience, our reader. We want to entice our reader to click on our link, and that's why we have this second part here. So now that we have that, we need to figure out how to start writing. And the easiest way to figure out how to start writing is simply to take a look at what your competitors are saying with the same keyword. So we're just going to paste this in just like this, hit enter, and then we're going to look at the top result. So this top result here, we're going to open it up and we're going to look and see what they're saying. Now that we have this opened up, what we can do is we can go through and just do a quick word count and get an idea of how long the blog post is. Now, word count isn't a direct indicator of your ranking on Google, but it can help you get steered in the right direction. If we look at this, this is probably about maybe a 2,500 word blog post about the word numbers in Portuguese. So if we do this, copy this. All right, so if we right click and we do the word counter, this is a 2,500 word blog post about numbers in Portuguese. So you want to make sure that you are writing at least a 2,500 word blog post. And what I recommend that you do is spend some time, skim through this blog post and see if they omitted anything. And if they omitted something of importance, you want to add that to your blog post. And now let's jump back over to our blog post now that we have that idea. And before you start writing, what I recommend that you do is take about 10 or 15 minutes and do a brainstorming session. In this brainstorming session, you are going to ask yourself questions that customers or your target audience are going to ask. So to do that, what I like to do is to enter in 6 writing prompts: who, what, when, where, why, and how. Now, what you're going to do is you are simply going to ask yourself questions with regard to your keyword. So why, or you could say, when do you need to count in Portuguese? Now, when you are doing this, it is important to know that spelling isn't necessarily important when you're brainstorming. The reason being is you want to make sure that you get as many ideas down as possible, and then you can always clean up the spelling later. As you can see, I've got some spell check, but what I recommend that you do is take about 10 or 15 minutes and just go through and ask yourself questions that your target audience is going to ask. After about 10 or 15 minutes, after your brainstorming session, you are simply going to delete the ones that don't make any sense, and the ones that you like, the ones that do make sense, that are relevant to your blog post, you're going to turn those into H2s, just like that, and then you're going to simply answer the question. You're going to go through and do that for your entire blog post, and then click publish. Once you click publish, the blog post will be alive for the world to see, hear, read, and react to. The next step is to figure out different ways to make money. Now, there are a number of ways to make money with your new blog or website. The easiest way to make money is simply by running paid ads. For example, down here at the very bottom, this is a paid ad. This popped up just now. That's a paid ad. And the way paid ads work, if someone clicks or views on the ad for a certain period of time, the owner of the website can get paid. And the easiest ad network to work with in the very beginning is actually Google AdSense. The great thing with Google AdSense is when you click Get Started here, you can get up and running with paid ads or placing ads on your website within 20 minutes. The only drawback to Google AdSense is they don't pay out a lot. You are going to make pennies on the dollar when you work with them. However, once you start getting significant traffic, 5,000, 10,000 page views per month, you can work with premium ad networks like Ezoic, Mediavine, AdThrive, Media.net. There are a bunch of them out there that you can start working with. Another way that you can make money is simply with affiliate marketing. Now, affiliate marketing is simply recommending or selling other people's products and services. The way that affiliate marketing works is that you will go out and find affiliate programs that are congruent with your target audience. You are going to apply to that affiliate program. If you are accepted, they will give you affiliate links that you can place right on your website. Now, there are tons of affiliate programs out there, but the key to affiliate marketing is you want to find affiliate programs that are congruent or in line with your target audience. If your target audience wants to learn a language, don't promote basketballs. because your target audience won't be interested. Now, if you want to learn more about affiliate marketing, click the third link in the description. It'll take you to a free course where you'll learn affiliate marketing step by step. Another way that you can make money is to sell your own physical or digital products. For example, if we look at this website here, this Fluent in 3 months is selling a language course, and you can do that too. In fact, one of the benefits of getting a premium theme is you can find different premium themes that will allow you to sell courses right from your website. Now, selling physical and digital products is outside the scope of this video, but that is an opportunity as well. The next thing that we want to take a look at is sharing your content on social media. In the very beginning, I recommend that you share your content on social media because you won't have organic traffic. It will take Google at least a few days to start sending traffic your way, and to help spark that, to help get that up and running faster, you want to share your content on social media. But the key is you want to share your content where people are actually interested. For example, if you are creating a blog where you're teaching people Spanish, you might want to find a Facebook group or even start your own Facebook group where you teach people Spanish. Just like affiliate marketing, it won't make any sense if you are going to a basketball blog and then you are talking about teaching people Spanish. That's not congruent. Nobody will click on your blog post and you will have wasted your time. The final question that I get today is about how many blog posts should I write before I decide if my website's a success or failure. Now, in my personal opinion, I think you should strive for 50 blog posts because 50 is a very solid number. A lot of people give up after 10 or 20. Also, you are going to have 50 keywords that are out into the world. Some of them are going to hit. You will find success in a few of them. That will give you enough incentive to keep going. Now, be sure to check out the 3 links in the description. The first one is to web hosting. The second one is to a editing course. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell if this video or any other video on this channel helps you out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.